But while I
So
would
cheer,
normally
we
go with
both.
the hello everyone and no one and welcome to another talking into a void or talking into the void, I am going to try something a little bit different and steal from the
Oh my
unsub just
god!
because I want to try this. Oh, did
Give me
you?
just a second. Give me just a second.
Alrighty. Wait just a moment.
At least somebody's ready for this. I am not that somebody.
Yeah,
All
it's
right, I'm ready.
the cracking of the sodas. All right, so 3, 2, 1. Hopefully that went through. I can go.
I did it! Yay!
You know. Now I'm trying to get the damn thing. Wait, go. Hi everyone, and welcome to Talking to the Void. With me as always is Tyr the Midnight Lich, Angela Ariaga, Willet Forge, and I myself am Rotten Corpse. I've just wanted to do that for like a week now. Like a week and a half, actually.
Bravo.
For no other reason than it's like every now and again I have that whole thing in me where it's like I just hear donuts. Hi everyone. But how are you guys doing today?
I'm good. A little sleepy.
Yeah, I mean you were on Kefki's stream recently.
Yeah.
And by that I mean moments ago.
Yeah.
In no position to be critical of others who give into creative urges to mimic other streamers.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, with them as well, you also have to understand
Hey,
of
brother.
like other than
Sorry.
Nick, the fat electrician, what's up, clown? Like he's the youngest channel of the guys that are the main cast of Unsub, and he's still like what his channel's like 3 years old of putting out content
On YouTube.
Yeah.
He was actually a TikToker to begin with.
Yeah.
Oh, I had something that because of doom scrolling and other things crossed my mind today. The minor mini rant because the mind went back to PTSD and everything, and semi unpopular opinion possibly. I don't necessarily disagree with Carlin. You know, changing of language and everything. I get some of that's for jokes, but he had good points that was hitting on. Is he's one of the ones that I'm going to make humor from serious things. The catch being is shell shock is a good term in that time and the war going on and such. What's going on? People that are experiencing this were too close to shells going off. They were close to bombings and everything. So it's not a, you know, it at the same time you do have to evolve in regards to applicable responses. And as much as this joke goes, PTSD isn't really a bad term. And it's, it's descriptive. It's not a weak term. The problem is that too many people have lost track of what trauma is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
In World War I, World War II, it was battle, shells, bombs, Canada's war crimes team.
Yeah, throwing
for today
food and throwing grenades.
Yeah, apparently, for today, trauma includes being called he or she. These are not the same.
Well, it's because
PTSD is
for
people like me and my brother who have actually had to deal with shit.
Well, for a lot of it, it's because so many people they don't have an actual struggle, and it's that whole thing of they're longing to have an actual struggle, to feel oppressed. They see all the oppression and shit people went through before. Where's that? Where's their battle? Like, I fucking kind of hate to quote it, but it's kind of like Fight Club.
Hey,
we have no great war. We don't have the same battles and trials and tribulations the others have.
Well, see, the problem is with that is bad times make strong men. Strong men make good times. Good times make weak men. Weak men make bad times. It fucking sucks.
why it's
And
when you say it's a cycle, it's really a cycle.
it really is.
And just something that hit me is like, not to be pedantic about jokes and humor or anything, but it's just you get back to it's not a bad term, and it's more descriptive in today's world where you're not being subject to bombing, bombings and
Shell shocked.
artillery shells on a regular basis. We don't have a world war going on right now, and things like that. And and you have the fact that it goes beyond these things. It's the same physiological and psychological response to a traumatic near-death experience, and then especially being re-exposed to the same, or being put in the position where you have the anticipation of being exposed to the same.
Put to the same.
This isn't, but it's not a term for hurt feelings and disagreement. This is a term for I almost died.
Yeah.
I could have died. This could kill me again.
I don't want to be back in that area again because I could have died, But see, it's weakness. You in order to make the snowflakes feel special, they had to co-opt the term that meant something, and now it's diluted the meaning of it.
Yeah, because they went through and saw.
It's the co-opting.
In a lot of cases, I still say it's the whole thing of it's something that they try to put in there because they believe it will remove criticism from them, or that it will not allow it.
It's like saying, "Oh, I got autism." No, the fuck you don't.
No,
I have PTSD. Well, I do. I have autism. I have a few other things. Yet here I am.
No,
I don't think I got autism, but I have been bombed. And I don't just mean that by drinking.
No, I know you weren't. I know you weren't referring to me, Tier. It's like that's the thing. I do have OCD. I am autistic. That is actually diagnosed by a medical professional who is not going out of their way to try to make it fit.
Yes.
You
have legitimate diagnoses.
Before we get too into this,
on this stream,
whole thing. No, I just wanted to pull out what Green Badger said. Humans define themselves by their misery, Agent Smith, and all that reminded me of, again, going kind of back to the military thing. One of the buddies I had in the military, he goes, "Man, sometimes you look like a fat Agent Smith with a mustache." And I was just like, "I'll take that. That's fucking Hugo Weaving, bro.
You're fucking awesome."
I'll take fat Agent Smith with a mustache.
Shit, all I fucking get is I look like fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I'm sorry.
That's a fucking insult. Yeah.
No, I told you look like that actor from The Mockingjay and
I don't know.
Westworld season 1.
Okay. I don't know who you're talking about, but I think I know. Yeah.
I have told you that you look like that guy before.
But I've been told I look like Neil deGrasse Tyson.
You could just say that he's ugly. It's less hurtful.
I know. Just call me ugly.
Say.
Neil deGrasse Tyson looks like what he is, a pompous ass.
Yeah. He wasn't so bad way back in the day, and then just...
He became like all
but he always
celebrity.
looked like a pompous ass.
Oh yeah, I can get behind that.
Yeah, but he gave into his own cult of personality and became
personality. Oh, sorry.
He became an activist.
He looked like it, so he might as well be it.
He bought into his own legend, so to speak.
No. He became an act. He threw away science and logic and became an activist. He openly said, "Oh well, gender is a spectrum. There's no defense. I could feel like a man in the morning and feel like a woman in the afternoon." no, Neil, you can't. You
Man,
as a
be
scientist,
like a woman.
no, like
Oh,
what
sorry.
he should have said was, as a scientist, you should know that one cannot magically become the other. You
One
know,
cannot, so yeah, one can't become the other. Well, magically, you could if that kind of magic existed, but medically, scientifically, anything else, no.
no,
Just really quick, I have to check this out. Badger, was that a year ago or a few years ago?
what?
He said that.
Because
Yeah, years ago. But go ahead.
That was my question. I need to know if that was a year ago or a few years ago.
What?
Clarifications requested.
That he was told he looked like Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains.
See, 11 years ago, I was told I looked like the Undertaker.
Well, 11 years ago, you were rocking the Trender Man phase of your slender existence. So I guess you could have looked like the Undertaker.
My existence has been many things.
Badger.
My existence has been many things. Slender has not been one of them.
Oh, okay.
And did you want to continue on with the PTSD rant about terminology and whatnot? I know I sidetracked everything.
That really was mostly it. Is that it's, you know, to the thing that it's not actually a bad term. It's descriptive. It gets co-opted and misappropriated by people who don't know trauma. They've never experienced it, and their notion of trauma is absurd.
Again, it's just people wanting to feel special, and like I say, you can't insult me because I got PTSD from this guy talking to me, and I didn't like him.
You better believe if you say I can't insult you because you got PTSD, challenge accepted.
Who was, I can't remember the name of the woman. I can't remember the name. It was a woman many years ago, and she. All right, she said this. She was in the elevator and got asked out, and she felt like he was sexually assaulting her, and like now she got PTSD. She was with Atheism Plus and a huge feminist. She was part of she was the cause of the great fracturing of Atheism Plus.
I don't know.
I can't remember her name.
Pay attention to that shit.
It was the before times, before the Dark Ages.
You're talking to someone who was never involved in Atheism Plus because she is neither an atheist or a plus.
No, I can't remember her name.
No, I'm saying me.
And pretty much all of us are like,
your question.
We didn't pay attention to that time frame of the internet, so we're not gonna know.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say. I'm just, you know, one of those things where you think about it and you're trying to like, oh God, I wish.
Well, you think about that. How many of you guys have
paid attention?
Let's say how many.
You just go ahead.
Go.
Oh God. Okay.
Let's say how many.
You first. It's your show.
How many of you have had it that you've been using like a piece of software or some form of technology, and then just because of like randomness and whatnot, you actually find out shit you can do with that one? Because like I found out today that while I can't record video on my editing software, I can detach the audio from a video file and record new audio over it.
Nice.
Pretty standard.
Yeah, but my dumbass didn't know that.
It's a fun feature.
Really helps when your mic's fucking wasn't working at the range.
I'll bet.
Record better audio.
Well, it just wasn't even
So
connecting.
basically, I did ask if it was possible for you to just take the video and re-record audio over it. That's basically what you're basically describing what I was asking you if you could do. So apparently you can.
Yeah, but
Yay.
anything in that before I would have done on OBS. And I also found out you can use OBS to boost the audio of a video.
Yeah.
Because I recorded one here in the apartment trying the whole headset thing, which I just think it wasn't close enough to my mouth. So it was a little quiet. And yeah, I was basically just re-record it in OBS, and took me a bit of decibel increases, but I was able to boost the audio to where it doesn't sound half bad. I don't sound stupid fucking quiet.
Mm.
I are becoming serious. I don't know about serious,
Yeah,
but I'm at least trying better trying more on my videos.
We are becoming serious streamer. One day we will be big boy streamers.
I don't know about like serious streamer, but I am definitely trying harder on my gun stuff.
Yeah, one day we'd be big boy streamers.
Because I wouldn't mind being able to make a couple bucks on the side.
I did subscribe to your gun channel.
Thank you. I saw that.
I didn't subscribe to your gun channel.
It's not your thing.
Well, no, thank you. He didn't see that.
Actually, I did. But I can't tell him that. Have you seen his head?
It'll go to his head.
Yeah, his head is already large. I don't need to get him bigger.
Wow.
I'm not monkey. My ego's not that big.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about your ego. I was talking about your head.
Again, I'm not monkey.
You, sir, have a huge noggin.
Well, that's because he's a skeleton. Of course his head is going to look bigger than his body.
See, this is why see, skeletons need to become lichens, get little skin on their bones, patchwork.
Hey, skeletal lives matter too.
Exactly. No, you don't. They're three. These are the three worst undead ranked by how much I don't like them. Vampires suck. And zombies suck.
I mean, vampires kind of have to suck. That's how they stay alive.
Exactly. That's why they suck.
But zombies don't have to suck.
But they suck. They're terrible. Brains. Oh, so fucking cliche. Oh, you want my brains?
For also subscribing to Rotten's Gun channel.
Yeah, I think I saw one as well, because normally I get a little email and I only see it when I'm on my regular computer that says like, "Oh, this person subscribed."
You know what? I'm unsubscribed and resubscribed.
Paramedics.
That was the wrong thing. Because even while I'm talking to y'all, I'm going through and editing an image so I can use it as a part of a thumbnail.
Yeah.
Well, that's what makes Talking to the Void so much funner, in my opinion, because I don't have to like be looking up stuff for the movies just to double check if I missed anything. I can go through and play a game or work on stuff for my other content.
Yes.
It's the problem with zombies.
Zombies. Unreal.
They're unreliable.
Exactly. Brains this, brains that, fucking brains.
Depends on which series you're going with. Sometimes they're just trying to get a piece of you. They just want to eat you.
All we want to do is eat your brains. We're not unreasonable. We know it's going to eat your eyes. If you open up
that
your
was
door,
hilarious.
We'll all come inside and eat your brains.
So I always want to say, like, the whole thing for like eating of the brains didn't make sense. Now, them just being the Romero style of them just basically being hungry, I think makes better sense. Well, because when you look at the Night of the Return of the Living Dead, it's like they are exponentially more intelligent instead of what they're supposed to be, which is, a shambling mass that it's going to plot that if you don't take care of it properly, will overrun you.
Yeah.
As a send more paramedics.
And then if you look at the
apparently Badger says zombies are consistent but unreliable.
Oh yes. They're not, to quote Roti Largo from Repo Genetic Opera, to where it's, they're inconsistent consistently. I gotta rewatch that movie.
I still haven't seen it.
It has been a long.
Hell, that's how I actually got a like from Mike and reply from Mike Harlow.
Sweet.
Yeah, he did.
Oscar and 7 house fires ago.
He had something of like a news thing, and he's like, he quote tweeted, and he's like, "Zytrate comes in a little glass," and he's like covers mouth. So I had to find the gift of Shiloh. A little glass vial.
I don't know the thing, so I can't go along with it.
We'll get there one
too
day.
freaking long.
Oh no.
It's like I would follow along, but I don't know where I'm going.
We'll have to watch it on for the review one of these days.
Yes, one of these days.
So we've already veered away from Cage again to, complete the whole Kick-Ass series, and honestly, we probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, that made me sad.
What?
Kick-Ass
2.
Sequels being sequels.
It's like they got sequelitis.
That made me very, very sad.
Yeah. Oof.
That was very depressing.
It was terrible.
Sorry.
Okay.
Hmm?
Oh no, I'm playing a game currently. And I'm trying to figure out what the fuck do I do next.
Don't know where we're going, but there's no use being late.
Elk.
Apparently by Matthew, stated by Matthew Quigley.
Stated what by Matthew Quigley?
What Will just said is a quote from Matthew Quigley given to us by Green Badger. What Will just said. That is what I said, right?
Dum dum dum. So
I'm sorry, I'm also just in from a previous stream.
Yeah, and I'm trying to focus too hard on this one. I probably shouldn't be.
Okay, I'm lost.
Erasing
there,
background.
I said it.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about the game.
Okay, never mind.
Which game are you playing, Tier?
I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay, then I guess you deserve to be lost.
Better health.
I was I was just in a stream with Adam. We did
Prince of Egypt.
A commentary on the Prince of Egypt. Wonderful movie. Definitely recommend if you haven't seen it. Beautiful animation, fantastic music, wonderful actors.
That was a Pixar movie, wasn't it?
DreamWorks.
DreamWorks, yeah.
DreamWorks.
In fact, it was the reason that DreamWorks splintered off from Disney because they were having issues getting their faith-based movies released.
Yeah, because
Basically, Disney
being
wouldn't
a dick.
greenlight their faith-based movies. So the animators who wanted to work on them splintered off into DreamWorks, which produced things like Prince of Egypt, Joseph, King of Dreams, and then went on to do like Shrek and The Road to El Dorado and things like that.
And what's funny is the people that got sent to work on Shrek originally was as a punishment.
We say
The people who got sent to work on Shrek at DreamWorks, it was used as a threat against them that if they would fail too much, they would be sent down to work on Shrek.
and look how Shrek turned out.
Mm-hmm.
5 sequels. Oh yeah.
I mean,
about
you
to rob
can't
this
technically
place,
do a sequel to like Prince of Egypt.
Yeah, you can.
Here, I'm waiting to hear what you're talking about.
You can do the Time of Aaron.
The what?
It's a war.
Times of Aaron.
Yeah, you could do Aaron. You can do a sequel.
I was thinking more along the lines of hitting with Joshua and Caleb.
Who was after who became the prophet after Moses went up the mountain and said fuck it all and died?
Technically, all of the generation of Moses died before they could go into the promised land. Are you wanting?
Yeah, but he anointed somebody his prophet, his successor.
Would be Joshua, wasn't it?
Joshua was the leader after Moses, and one of only
right.
2 from that entire generation who did not die before entering the promised land. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, all right. So the one that walked around the city of Jericho and blew the horn 12 times.
That is Joshua.
Then again, you could do a sequel.
That's not a sequel. That's a separate story, but sure.
That's
what Joseph, King of Dreams was.
It would be a sequel.
It was the story of Joseph and the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Which would have been actually a prequel to Prince of Egypt.
To Prince of Egypt, but yes.
If you were structuring it like that.
All right, so you know you don't need to have the Prince of Egypt name to be the sequel of. If you're continuing the story, which you are continuing the story, you're now telling the story of Joshua. It would be a sequel to Prince of Egypt.
Prince of Egypt to Egypt harder.
But you don't have to name it Prince of Egypt to be the sequel of Prince of Egypt.
No.
So you just keep going until
But most people aren't going to realize that it's a sequel or not.
Get into Judges as well. Bring out all of the fun with
do some Samson.
Benjamin and Gibeah.
How about Ruth and Esther and?
Yeah, we want the guys.
That's after Judges. Keep going. I'd be all for. I'd be all for continuing that on and having a whole movie on Ruth.
Yeah, but you had to make it PG, and didn't Ruth have to get knocked up by her?
No, not the way you're thinking.
Look, I'm not a theologist.
Theologian.
I haven't been to a church in 100 years, on account of I may burst into flames, and so I may get stories mixed up and wrong. So
a lot of people sadly do, including people that should know better.
Yeah. So again, I can't. I tend to get shit wrong.
Well, otherwise, did y'all enjoy your Easter?
It was pretty box standard Easter. I worked today.
It was restful and quiet as a rule.
I hid Easter eggs for my nephews and watched them find all but 3 of the Easter eggs that were hidden.
Nice.
So now I'm on the lookout for the other 3 eggs, because if I find them, I get to keep them.
Good idea, bad idea. Searching for Easter eggs on Easter morning. Good idea, bad idea. Searching for Easter eggs on the 4th of July.
Finding Easter
That's
eggs on the
only
4th of
if
July.
you do the hard-boiled eggs. These are the plastic ones filled with candy.
Yeah.
Then it depends on the candy.
Yeah, most of them are pre-sealed, so they'll be safe.
Yeah, I completely forgot it was Easter until I went out to go to Menards to look for a screw because I was changing
You're
over
a
some
little bit
optics.
quiet.
Oops, that was the wrong way. I was changing out some optics, or changing them over from one to another.
Cool.
And it was like, oh, I don't have a screw for this. So I went to Menards because I don't think Lowe's was open. I was like, oh, fuck, I hope Menards is open. Luckily, they were open till 6, and it was only 4. And then it ended up turning out that I found the actual screws that worked better in a different optics box. I'm like, all right, I'm going to consolidate all of these optic screws into one freaking bag.
Nice.
So I'm not constantly looking for them.
Oh, where am I going?
Yeah, I'm looking at doing another RMSC because the most recent ones have either been the Acro footprint or just a regular RMR footprint. Because I don't have anything that uses the Delta Foot Pro or Delta Point Pro optic.
Little doom scrolling on the side. What's inside Harry Sisson's Easter egg? None of us want to know.
Ew, 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 ew. Well, I fucking hate you for making me think. I hope you burn in hell for that one.
Now the question is,
Sisson?
Nope, 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 nope.
one of the most likely homosexual.
I forgot
seems to be
vivid vision.
Seems like he's a closet homosexual, but was the one that people were giving shit about for he had basically lied to him and to get them to send nudes to him.
Oh.
I mean, he's still a piece of shit for it. And that whole thing with the women that sent nudes to him, they're fucking dumb as well. Like,
Look,
if the dude's not in the same state as you ladies, don't be sending him nudes.
Look, I'm gonna say it to you like this. I never discount the stupidity of women.
And Tyr, I want to say this. You have to remember this. It's not what's in Harry's egg. It's where'd he hide it.
Ew, ew, ew. Even worse. I fucking hate you too.
You're welcome.
I hope you burn in hell.
That one. And 2, this was the guy where it came out because some chick was like pissed that.
Yeah, she found out that she wasn't
nudes,
his.
But then she found out that she wasn't the only one sending him nudes.
She wasn't the only one he was talking to. He had basically done this to like several women. I think it was like at least 3 or 4.
Of course, if I were trying for true doom scrolling, I'm doing it on the wrong account because my Willet Forge account is 95% ferret and cat pictures on the feed.
And write that one as Para. Black Ops.
And then occasionally things pop up like that council worker in Queensland who was luring cats into the street so that she could write fines for the owners.
Oh, that's a dick move.
I'm sorry, what?
Was this an HOA?
Council worker in Queensland has been caught on camera luring a cat into the street so she could slap owners with a $280 roaming fine.
So essentially, so now they kind of have to go over all of her cases and either issue refunds.
Oh, I just finished watching the video. It's worse. She used food or treats or something to lure the cat to her on the edge of the sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
Picked the cat up and carried it into the street.
Even worse.
And like, yeah, straight to jail and toss every fine she's ever written.
Yep. Reissue it all. Refunds. I'd honestly be reviewing her casework with a fine-tooth fucking comb.
At that point, I wouldn't review any of it. I would be, unless there is actually video showing she didn't set up the fine to happen. Queensland. Wipe it out.
So, you gotta remember something. It's Queensland too, so American law don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because they don't hold themselves to standards of liberty like what the U.S. Constitution is supposed to protect doesn't make it any less unjust.
I agree. However.
Oh, yep, and here it comes.
Here comes what?
I just came across that whole thing.
Here comes Santa Claus.
I mean, granted, you don't really have to lure with cake like Johnny said. You could just honestly roll her over there.
Here comes the sun.
Sorry.
Dootin' doo doo.
And I said, it's all right.
We'll just have to know what we have to do.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie.
That's
moonshine. Moonshine.
What was that run?
So if we really want to get the military that want to go after, be like, hey man, that's Doc's cat.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh, don't mess with Doc's cat. No.
That was Doc's cat.
Well, if
you don't fuck with Doc.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh, now I remember from fucking Boondock Saints.
No. Doc is a
military
medic.
Yeah.
And there's usually one to like an entire barrack. So that's the person that can stitch anyone up and everything and whatnot. That's why you don't fuck with Doc. Because when you fuck with Doc, you get a bunch of other guys that are going to be coming up as well. And if you have the proper TAC-P thing and guy there as well, he's the next person you don't want to fuck with even more than Doc, because he'll get a bunch of fucking grunts that'll go through and be just shooting around you to keep you there. And then all of a sudden you're going to hear them go, here comes the sun. And a bomb's going to get placed on you.
Okay.
But yeah, you don't fuck with Doc because Doc is the one that they're going to protect, because once they got shot, Doc is the only one that can fix them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna retweet something, repost it, and I don't see it. It looks familiar. I just don't get it. Maybe it's just me.
Okay, I was scrolling because I hadn't left thing. black-owned micro community in Georgia. So
Let me see.
apparently
Let me
it is a they're all
I'm
like
not
tiny
hearing you so
houses.
good.
Did it collapse yet? I think it was the dock and the TAC P1 that was like, you take a
check
shot
side
there
check.
and it's like, you take out your entire general direction. You're to the left. There won't be a left anymore. People are gonna have to take 3 rights thanks to you.
Mm-hmm.
Tier Y.
I'm not seeing it. What the hell is that? What is? I don't get it. What am I looking at?
All right, I will be back in just a moment. Dead blasted. We're getting in my way.
Angela, what is it that that we're supposed to be saying?
I don't know what you're. I'm refusing to acknowledge that. I'm trying to look at what Rotten posted. You already heard my piece on that.
I don't get it, Angela. What are you
Are
trying to
these a
say?
bunch of container homes?
I'm
Angela.
still trying to get the call up so I can.
Knock it off.
What about it? I'm the
Well,
angel.
for starters, Tier, we're not. The audience is unable to see that, so you're being very rude.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put it in chat.
Some of those
You
are
probably
looking a little
shouldn't.
bit
This
higher
is not
than.
your channel.
Say,
A link in
Some of those-
chat.
some of those are looking a little bit more. Well, a lot of them are looking a bit more than tiny.
Go
homes
ahead and put
because
the link in chat if you must.
one of the distinctive descriptors on tiny homes is 400 square feet or smaller.
Well, that's what they didn't call them tiny homes. They called them micro homes. Well, they called it a micro community.
A micro community.
Now there's one or two there that I saw that actually do look like they're tiny homes, but this looks like individual dwellings in the 700 to 1200 square foot range.
Yeah, I can't. I don't need a tiny home. I want a house and a home and you know. Yeah.
Look, those houses are smaller than the garage I want.
I want a doomsday bunker.
Like,
not
if I
because I'm
wanted
worried
a
about
shed, I would
doomsday, but because a bunker is what suits me.
If I wanted a fucking shed, I'd just buy a fucking shed.
I actually don't mind these houses. These houses would be perfect for me.
I mean, they're not bad, and some of the one of the larger ones would probably fit okay for me. Although I don't like the idea of that many floors.
I don't want to trip and hit the. I want to trip into my front door and hit my back door. All right.
That's not going to happen in that house. It's not that.
Yeah, it's a fucking tiny house.
Aside from that very last one, none of them are that small. That very last one could potentially be a true tiny home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one is definitely.
The rest of them, you're dealing with mid-sized 1 to 2 bedroom apartment plus. You're dealing with 700, 800 plus square foot at a glance.
I think it was the community itself that was micro. It looked like they took like a solid 2-3 acres and
bought a bit of land and turned it into a.
Well, I mean,
at
least they did this one right, and they did what's his name? Ta-Nehisi Coates or whatever.
Oh, this is a dumb fucking question. Just.
Yes, brother. You could never get angry with your spouse in a tiny home. There's no doors to slam.
Oh, there's still doors to slam. And
the front door.
It's just the front and back door.
It's actually kind of funny. Like, I know slamming doors is supposed to be a sign of anger in so many things, but it's like, I don't know if it's just because of how I'm raised or what everything. It's like, I will chase after someone for fucking slamming my door.
Wow.
Oh, if it's a car door, I will cuss your ass out. And if like I was giving you a ride somewhere, congratulations, you're finding a ride home.
There is a weird, like, it's difficult to find that medium area where you're not slamming the door, but you are getting the door shut all the way.
I don't think it's too terribly hard.
So
it really depends on the door.
Yeah.
You bounced my mind back to
some doors you can't
Bill
slam
Cosby.
because they're too fucking thin. Try to slam it and almost put your arm through it, and you're like, well, fuck.
Bill Cosby talking about getting mad and with your spouse and walking out rather than continuing a fight and everything like that. And it's like, but don't forget your keys. Take your keys. 80% of the homeless guys out there are just guys that got mad, walked out, didn't take their keys with them.
Yeah, that's the reason that I think it's actually called a micro community badger. Is they are small homes, but they are very close to each other. It's like an apartment complex, just
well,
with individual homes instead of upstairs and downstairs neighbors.
It's because something like that's actually supposed to foster a community, which we don't really see as much anymore. You know, where it's like you'd actually know who your neighbors are. That's where like the whole thing for prepping has its ups and downs, because you can find some cool people in it and everything, but you can also find some real crazies out there.
But could you imagine the issues with the HOA in that community?
Oh, I refuse to be a part of an HOA. Period.
Yeah, so do I.
Badger says, I'd like enough land to be able to fire a rifle out of my kitchen window at 3 a.m. if I felt like it. I could do that now, but there would be police involved.
I mean, anywhere you could do that now, there'd just be police involved.
See, I want something that's a little quieter, like a bow or a crossbow, just for the potential of taking one of the backyard turkeys early enough in the morning or late enough in the evening that nobody notices that somebody just took one of the local birds out.
Brother,
likewise
I'll
with deer.
it, but I don't really want to get into that conversation. My brother says Cosby never had to leave because of an argument. The girl was passed out.
From everything I'm aware of, they consensually had relations with him. All he had to do was supply drugs, because that's one of the things that was of the time.
I was going to say, they actually had sex with him because they wanted the drugs. And most of them admit that.
Yeah, and a lot of them probably thought they might be able to get something out of it.
Yeah. You're going to put me in Ghost Dad 12.
You notice the houses like all have to be black too.
Yeah.
Well,
actually did not like that. Where do you find that much black siding?
If I could,
you spray paint some of it.
Yeah, if like I somehow got lucky enough to win the lotto on Tuesday, to where I could buy my folks' house and do what I want to it, I don't even know what the square footage I'd be adding on would, but like I'd be adding moving one bedroom out more to where I'd actually have a proper front door, and then increasing the size of my garage. and then removing the one door, the walk-in door next to the garage door, so people stop thinking that's the fucking front door.
Mm.
I'd just be doing a refitted cave or missile silo.
A refitted cave.
And then I would
Pardon.
I'll say, and then I'd also be adding in, obviously, in a safe room, because that makes it easier than just having a safe. But I would also be changing where the stairs to go downstairs are and adding another set from in the garage, because then technically it can be considered living space per Michigan law or per house code or whatever.
Mm.
I don't plan on living in the basement. Then I can just, if I were to sell it or whatnot, I'd be able to. Because majority of things, they have to have 2 exits. And it's got the small window. So to do anything else, I'd have to turn one into an egress window. The other thing I would do is get a freaking natural gas generator so I wouldn't lose power.
See, I actually have an idea for one of those. The bedroom is well and truly underground, but you have a secondary egress, which is basically a illuminated. Well, it's not a tunnel, yeah, but it is an underground corridor, and basically there's nothing in there that can burn, nothing to harm. It's one-way doors into it from the bedrooms, standard crash doors you can't open from the outside. The corridor is concrete, nothing to burn. It's illuminated and goes to a silo set of stairs things that also has a one-way crash door to go out. So it's like you have a completely fireproof egress for your secondary, and you go in your normal, hey, there's the bedroom door.
Oh, what I want to do for my basement, for the basement is basically have another or a set of stairs to go into it from the garage. So that way, if I have to replace the water heater, the washer or dryer or something downstairs, there's an easy way for delivery to bring that in instead of having to go through the house and try to shuffle around and shit. Know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, Will wants to go
replace.
Yeah, Will wants to go through and have basically a fort in a way, which is fine. That's not necessarily what I want as much.
Well, my alternative my alternative notion to the reworked cave or silo is actually a home that has portions of it underground and portions of it out of a hill, but has a central area that's basically an indoor garden.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you basically
it's closed off. You can grow you can grow vegetables and stuff in there, but it's part.
So basically,
you kind of have a cross between a greenhouse and a courtyard.
So I was gonna say you basically kind of want a sectioned off greenhouse.
Yeah. But the kind of thing where you actually have to go past the first levels of more public area that you'd have guests in to get to, it'd be past the living room and the the foyer and that stuff. Not necessarily this is a family only section of the house, but have to get past the one to get to the other.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
See, I've got ideas, and it's kind of the one of the things I'd like to do is a series of for eliminating things like kitchen scraps and stuff, the biological stuff. some tanks with blue swimmer crabs because they will eat
What?
the Atlantic blue crab.
Oh wow.
Because it's self-replicating.
Mm-hmm.
It is also a food source, and they will eat anything organic.
Cool.
So meat, vegetation doesn't matter. They just need the water to have more or less the right salt content. Although they can go in freshwater lakes and they can go in true salt. They prefer the semi-brackish coastal areas.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you're just looking to have a living garbage disposal.
Well, it is, but it's got the bonus of I like blue crab. Atlantic blue crab is good.
So basically, he's got a guard animal that he can later eat.
Well, the bonus, I mean, the bonus there too is that you have ready disposal of those home intruders.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean,
like I said, a guard animal that you can later eat.
I mean, it wouldn't be a guard animal because technically,
yeah, they wouldn't be putting
tell you of
they wouldn't be
anything.
putting the intruder down. They just can strip a body. Yeah, same with pigs. They'll help you dispose of anything. And I like bacon.
Oh, I mean, if I were
the thing is, I'd have to have the pigs in a separate structure, whereas the crabs could be like in a tank, in a series of tanks in a portion of the house.
Yeah, it's like if I had the whole thing to where money were no option, I could have the house and property I want. I'd probably want at least 30 to 40 acres, so that way I can hunt it as well. But like myself, my parents, and my brother and his wife would get about an acre to an acre and a half. And my mom and dad would probably be in between us, because in between my dad and my house is where we'll have the one kind of a barn, or at least my machine shop, if it were to be my way, that also has a range attached to it.
Yeah, well, if you're getting to the truly money is not an object, the house would be on a lake where one of the rooms could be literally a moon pool off the house that you just fish from without leaving the house.
Nice. If I could, I'd have a moon pool.
Since it is a moon pool, that would have to be a room that could be completely secured from the rest of the house. But it's like, hey, gonna go down there and fish a little bit, and if you do it right, people don't notice as much because that part of the house isn't above the water.
No. If I could have my dream home, I would live in a cave and be retrofitted to be rather spacious. I would run internet throughout the complex. I would have multi levels. It'd be nice and warm. It had to be somewhere warm too. I ain't doing that shit whole fucking flat. Warm all year round.
See, with mine, like, yeah, the house would be a 3-bedroom, minimum 2-bath, maybe a basement, but definitely would have a safe room just because it makes it easier for storage of guns, in my personal opinion. And it's better than just having a safe.
I'd have the bird comer set up.
But I'd also have like,
and it's not that much any harder really to climate control a single room than is to climate control a gun safe.
Plus, it's exponentially nicer for when you're going to keep all your documents in one thing, because like you can have a filing cabinet right there for any documents you're going to have.
Yeah, and have it surrounded by a firewall, so if anything happens to the rest of the house, that room truly is safe.
Yeah, and but I'd have like at least a 3, if not like a 3.5 stall garage.
Mhm.
Because I'd have my FJ still, my Rambler would be refurbished, and then I'd have like either a side by side or some truck that I basically like gutted most of it, so that way I could go out and, you know, check around my property to make sure, you know, stuff's not getting messed with.
Admit it, you didn't port a Hilux.
If I could, I would.
You can get them, you just can't get them through domestic dealers.
Because like I'd have a 4-door one, in the back seat would be completely taken out to basically have, you know, anything for like, oh, so it's like, yes, it would have guns, but I would also have like tools and stuff in the back, so that way I could still have basically would, for the most part, be a crane sort of in the back that I could kind of readjust the height if need, and it would have a winch on it, so that when I would go and hunt, you know, I can just drive that vehicle up to there, and after I've done the gutting and whatnot, I can have it hanging and attached in the back of the truck, so I can drive it back to my barn and go drive it directly to the processing portion of the barn, which would have a walk-in refrigerator.
Mm.
Oh, dude,
He'd have the perimeter fenced off with game animals living inside.
I don't on that one.
Like,
on that one, it's a bit more difficult to go with the thought process of it, because if I were to have the animals in there, I would have to put them in myself. Otherwise, if they are majority like regular livestock, or not livestock, but wild animals from around there, I still have to follow the seasons for hunting. Because like if I went down there or did something like that, fenced off 30 acres and had like moose or elk or, you know, specific type of mule deer or something there, then yes, since they're my animals, I can harvest them whenever. But if they're not my animals because they're wild animals that were, you know, regular to the area, I have to hunt them during the proper hunting season.
See, fence the area off, bring animals in, have some feeders, but for the most part, have them living feral. The animals you brought in living feral on your property, breeding, and that take care of itself very quickly.
That appears to be what my brother would have to do with his pigs, because he wants the pigs to take care of the enemy, and
if you're
also
gonna do something like that, brother, you want to have the pigs somewhere else, because if you've never been around a pig farm,
yeah,
they fucking reek.
We actually have an aunt, sort of like a great aunt. It was my stepdad's aunt. Owned a pig farm. Those things are huge and gross and smelly and big, and they're not as cute as they are in the movies.
No, very, very few pigs are.
They are not. They are ugly.
Green Badge was a kitchen, bedroom, living room, armory, dining room. Yeah.
I was just about to read that.
I want a goodly sized kitchen. I want a bathroom that is comfortably sized for me. I always feel claustrophobic. If I can stand in the middle of the bathroom and reach out in any direction and touch a wall, it feels claustrophobic for me.
So that's how big my so when my mom died, one of the things we did was we got a house with the her insurance money. And before that, you could do that. Our bathroom was that small. If you could stand in the middle and spread your arms and touch both walls, and your arms would be bent.
Yeah, you can't do that in either of the bathrooms at my folks' house.
I need a walk-in tub with a bit of a ledge to sit on so that I can take a bath again, because I need to be able to get my feet under me to be able to stand up.
Yeah. Oh, I'll say, like, if I won either the 5 times Megaplier, 10 times Megaplier, or won next Tuesday's jackpot, me and Will would actually be making videos at least once a month, because I'd be going to visit him and be like, hey, guess what? We're going to the range.
Range day.
Yeah.
Wait, got you, dude. Come on.
Yeah, gotta show up. Come on, kitty. We're going to the range.
Oh no!
Set up a few.
Except for we're not gonna be trying to kill the cat.
Set up a few cameras and go to town.
Get the gummy bears, Rotten.
I have not thought of that, actually.
Get the gummy bears.
So if any of you else know what that's being talked about for that, if you don't, PewView and Fat Electrician were doing tests on them of the giant, I think it's like 5-pound gummy bear or something or whatnot. Do you know how many of them it took to stop a 9 mil?
2.
1. It was like 1.5 to take to stop a 5.56.
That's some dense candy.
Yeah. Dude, they freaking had this like Subaru Super Shorty 12 gauge shotgun that they put one on, and it's like shot at almost point blank, and it still did not stop, or it's like did not go through it. Like, it's denser than ballistics gel.
Damn.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I love it. I'm turning around saying random words, and Rotten knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm the one who told you to watch the episode, because I know they did the one with the 8.6 because it was just going through fucking everything. They put it through a fucking 4x8, 2 ballistics gels, and it still hit steel behind it.
Wow.
Yeah, like, I know a lot of, or some people who have an issue with the guy over at Q. I can't remember his name. I think it's Kevin or something, because he can be an asshole. But the dude makes some cool shit. And the really funny part is, like, when you actually look into the 300 blackout, because a lot of people that will complain when they get proper 300 blackout that their quote unquote 300 blackout mags aren't working properly. It's because the ones that are labeled 300 blackout mags are actually designed for 300 Whisper.
Oh.
They're similar, but 300 blackout was a specific cartridge developed that didn't neck in as much as the 300 Whisper does, because they were trying to make something that's 30 cal, close to the 5.56, but a 30 caliber, so it'd be easier to suppress for the military. And that's how he developed that one. He developed a specific round with a specific round that had a specific bullet weight, powder charge, I think even the primer, barrel length with specific barrel twist or twist rate.
Those very, very precise.
Yes. Yeah, so that's why it's like, every time I had heard about the whole thing for like 300 black, and someone would be like, yeah, my 300 blackout mags don't work. I'm like, aren't you just supposed to use, like, from everything I'm aware of, aren't you supposed to use your regular AR mags? And they're like, you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, apparently not. And then come to find out more, and it's like, no, it's apparently because you guys are idiots and you're using 300 Whisper most likely, or you're actually getting actual 300 blackout. And the reason it's not working in those mags is because it's got the wrong follower in it.
Boy.
People be people.
I was gonna say, I love people. People are great.
Yeah.
Some people are.
People are meh.
Who are you trying to convince this time?
I'm trying to convince myself.
How's that working for you?
That's why I said some people are.
I'd say 50-50 coin toss, which is really sad because there used to be a time when I would have said 70-30 positive.
Yeah,
Sorry.
some people are dicks.
Ah,
You a strange
my brother says people are
when
strange
you're a
when
stranger.
you're a stranger.
Reference.
Message. Wait, wrong thing. And all I know is this week's going to kind
Thanks,
of.
brother. Now I want to watch The Lost Boys.
Good
All I
movie.
know is this week's kind of suck.
It was a
'cause
good movie.
I got to take the gym off this week because for part of the week I'm watching my folks' dog, and since I work second shift and everything, I'm not going to try to lose sleep to make sure he's taken care of, because the old timer's getting up there in his age. I mean, shit, they got them before Sage passed. They got the two of them not even a couple years into when I started in the military. So Samson's like 14 years old.
Oh,
Well, he's for the most part still pretty spry old man.
The dog's old.
He's a good dog though.
careful about judging those old dogs, dear.
No. Don't get me wrong. Old dogs are the best dogs.
So when's your mic coming in, Tier?
It's coming in Tuesday. So one more day of this.
Oh, you don't have Prime shipping?
I do have Prime shipping. That's why it's coming in Tuesday.
I mean, hell, that should have been enough that it said over the price thing that you got overnight.
It's more than just the price point for overnight. Some of it's the shipper too.
Yeah, you got to remember. You also got to remember it was Sunday, and the warehouse doesn't necessarily.
I thought you ordered on Saturday.
It was Sunday night. It was Sunday morning.
Yeah, because I should be getting in my lapel mic and the boom mic in tomorrow, or technically today, for us in the East Coast, because it's Monday now for us, but it's still Sunday in California.
Yeah, but you got to remember. Like, I know for a fact that the Amazon warehouse they don't work on Sundays. And it was Sunday morning. So it's still one day because they won't fulfill it until Monday, and it won't be until Tuesday. It's technically still one day.
Yeah, from what I've seen, it all depends on the warehouse.
Yeah, and my Prime days is usually Tuesdays. So, what Tuesdays?
Go ahead, Angela.
I was gonna say it depends on where they're shipping, like who's shipping it to, because there are people who have deals with Prime. You're technically buying through Prime, but they're actually getting it out from a different like not one of their own warehouses.
Yeah, like the fulfillment center somewhere else.
Yeah.
Multiple panels and fulfillment centers with multiple expectations these days. Which means they have a lot more variety of options, but a lot worse delivery expectations.
All I know is mine have all shipped, and it's just waiting on tomorrow, later today, and hopefully things should be better for whenever I do videos after that, because the cheap camera that I bought is just got good video quality. Just the sound quality of everything else I was doing was just been shit, which is saddening. That makes me
And
sad.
that's why if
panda.
it's not a live stream, I
Mm.
tend to do major voiceover recording instead of the audio that comes with it.
Well, the lapel mic I have does go back and I currently have does go back and forth. Like indoors, it's not bad on my phone. But if it's not wanting to work on my phone, I have to restart my phone and then it'll work. I don't know why. And then on the camera, it was having problems staying in the jack properly. Did my shit go stupid? No, it doesn't look like
No.
it. Okay.
Mm-mm. I need to get another drink of water. I don't want to.
Everyone went
It's
quiet
like-
again, and we're all like, shit.
It's like, no, you weren't not being heard. I just sometimes I forget that my facial expression doesn't go through. My face would have said it all, but my mouth was not saying anything.
Oh, I don't remember if did I tell you guys about what I pulled on Polydub on Noir Bar on Saturday or Friday night?
Maybe, but I don't remember.
So Sam hadn't showed up yet, and they were talking about they'd actually somehow gotten the subject of spoons, and had like a whole half-hour tirade. Polly did, and Polly brought up the like the Japanese soup spoons, and apparently he had found some at Walmart, and I guess I didn't hear him saying it was just one, but I guess apparently it was just like $4 for like one of them, and I was like, it's $4, dude. Like, you've bought stuff you've hated for more than that. So
Yeah.
that's when he went the whole thing. It's like, no, it was one spoon or some shit. And just, if I wanted to reuse it, then I have to wash it and blah, blah, blah. So I went on Amazon and I was like, oh, let's look for the emulsion and whatnot. And I found a thing that said they got 100 of them for like $26. And I sent him the link. And he's like, man, that's a lot of spoons in that whole thing. I was like, well, you said you wanted multiple, so I made sure I found you a value. And he's like, well, you're damn sure right you found that.
It's more than one spoon. You can put a couple of days between washing them, right?
Japanese soup spoons.
I
What the
actually
fuck?
have this really cute set of like the little Japanese soup bowls with Japanese soup spoons that are really adorable.
Oh, those.
My roommate was gonna get rid of them, and I was like, no, I'll keep them.
Yeah. Here is I don't know if it's gonna. There you go. The 100 piece soup spoon. It's like the ones I have, which came in a set of 4, have that little hook on the edge of them, which is really nice for some bowls you may be using that are a bit wider, because that hook will catch on the edge and won't let the spoon go in.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
But yeah,
If only I had pho.
Pho? Yes.
Pho.
It's pronounced pho, you fucking idiot.
Pho.
The best there's this place here that makes me laugh so bad. It's the Pho King. I'm just
Now I want some miso soup, and there is no place I can get miso soup
At this hour.
1:15 in the morning in Grand Rapids. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, I would rather have miso than pho.
And
you need to live in the Japanese district.
What I find funny is how
soup
some
all you
people
want.
look at that and like, oh, you have to use it for like specific soups and whatnot. It's like, bro, you could use those spoons for cereal if you want to. There's nothing stopping you.
Yeah.
They're a little awkward for cereal, but I just had matzo ball soup with one.
But any soup or stew is going to work great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because
I can use it for my tea.
Like I said, cereal's just a little bit awkward, but
depend on what tea you use. If you get the whole set to where you can get the Loch Ness ladle, And the other ones,
That's what
there is a whole freaking. They even have a steeper for tea.
Mm-mm.
You're just a no.
No, wasn't saying no. I was trying to find what you were trying to say. The Japanese steeper.
Oh no, if you okay, hold on.
We're gonna get
Lock.
another post in the side chat.
Yes. Monster ladle. And do they oh my god, they also have one you can get with it. They'll have a crab that'll hold your wooden spoon.
Cute.
Okay.
I definitely want to see that in the chat so that I can go look at it.
Must see.
I'm trying to see if it has everything.
I have to get back into
Yes.
enjoying more teas again.
Control. See, I'm actually going to throw this
Drink.
in the chat. Oh, damn, I can't put it on there. It's too long.
No, you guys
Yeah.
would not believe. I'm like obsessed with tea infusers. There's almost a whole wish list worth of tea infusers on my Amazon.
I'm not gay, but I drink tea. I see it.
Yeah, that one has the spoon, the
Baby
ladle,
Nest.
and then the
It's the Loch Ness Monster.
It's the Loch Ness
So
family.
cool.
there's also one you can get that is a whale. I actually found the perfect one for Will. And I'm throwing the side chat for you, Will. It's a cat.
I love that it's a freaking strainer that's shaped like the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah. They've
That's
also
fantastic.
Yeah, they've also
This
got the
is
one that's the spoon. You can go through and you can find the one to where it's like it's the Nessie ladle with the red crab spoon holder and then a platypus spatula.
I've got a platypus tea infuser around here.
I kind of want that whale ladle. I are a fan of whale.
Okay, this is nice.
All right, fine.
Apologize
And spatula.
for the excessive sneezing. My allergy meds are definitely worn off at this point.
It happens.
I have no control over that. That is cute.
Like I know some people think that when you get to a certain age, you can't like the weird things and whatnot, but you can still have fun as an adult with that.
I'm an adult.
I have a complete set of wooden utensils that's emblazoned with Harry Potter symbols.
See, I actually tend to avoid wooden utensils just because of depending on which ones they are, some of them are exponentially harder to clean. You actually just have to start cutting pieces off them.
I have a lot of plastic and wooden stuff because I have non-stick.
Yeah. Well, that's why I've gone to more plastic and everything. But like whenever I used to do the ground beef and whatnot, and have the one thing close to like a wooden spoon, I'd always get meat that would get stuck to there, and you're trying to get it off. So,
you know what I want, and I hate you, Rodney, for making me want it. I want a loose meat sandwich.
You want what?
Yeah, I don't use.
I want a loose meat sandwich.
So you want a sloppy Joe?
No, without the sloppy.
He just wants the Joe.
Go ahead, Angela.
I don't use wood for cooking meat because that's just asking to end up with like E. coli or salmonella
Salmonella.
or something.
Botulism.
But I hold that aside for like vegetables or frying potatoes or eggs or things like that. I use silicone when I'm dealing with meat.
I usually use metal when I'm dealing with meat.
If I have a pan that is not going to be damaged using a metal utensil, I will use metal. But a lot of my pans are treated, so you
Fair point.
can't use metal utensils.
Yeah, I have a lot of, like I said, I have a lot of non-stick shit. So, like,
Same.
Yeah. God damn it, Caffey and that damn gummy bear song.
I'm so happy because I'm a gummy bear. Gummy bear.
Here and there and everywhere.
Go to hell! Stop it!
High adventure that's beyond.
That's the only one I remember for
compare.
the gummy bear is the
Bastards,
Adult
all of you.
Swim Robot Chicken one. You know, where they have the I'm so happy because I'm a gummy bear, bear trap. And the gummy bear has to chew its own leg off.
It's very popular.
Oh. I don't watch that. I've never seen that. That's frightening.
It's not frightening.
That's sad.
I mean, it's a skit on Robot Chicken.
That's as bad as goldfish crackers smiling because they're going to be eaten. I try not to look when I eat goldfish crackers.
Angela, what the hell? What are you doing?
Angela ranks right up there with some of the people in my family on eating things with a face.
Angela, have you thought about
if you can see the face, that is.
Hold on. Angela, have you thought about writing your own creepypasta?
No.
Vegas.
Maybe you should. Like
You should
really
write
get
about
into
this.
really get into why it bugs you, and then like throw in like something supernatural or something into there to where it kind of messes with it and has it go that way.
Yeah, if I like it, I'll narrate it for you too.
If we have that, and if it gets
background things on it,
and if it gets popular enough as well, maybe Wendigoon and we'll read it on Creepcast. And we could have multiple people.
Then she would know she's arrived. It's like
I don't see anything that I write being read on Creepcast.
You never know. Maybe it'll be Jeff Goldblum. You don't know what'll happen.
Angela.
Beautiful, but what woods are those?
I can't help but read your tail. Life finds a way.
Oh my
No, that's whenever
God.
like
If Isaiah ever read something that I wrote, I would probably die.
Why?
That would just be... What did you just say, Will? I've arrived? Yes. Absolutely.
I thought that was what the British said when they were about to have an orgasm. Or after they did.
I've arrived.
Really?
I don't know.
No, it's a joke.
I have to ask Blueser.
Oh, that is beautiful. I just got myself on a little bit of a tangent from a set of reusable natural wood chopsticks that are just beautiful. One of them was like, that almost looks like Padauk, but it's not a bright enough orange and everything. It's like, wait, is Padauk food safe? It is non-toxic and food safe. Looking over my shoulder like, I cut that into chopsticks.
You probably could. I've seen some of the crafting that you do, you could
Oh, and
probably easily make your.
Clown says she stole the goldfish thing from me. I have issues with food that talks like the California raisins. Goldfish and their smiling faces. And there was a commercial where ZD was really happy to have.
Oh,
Okay,
I
I
don't
don't know
have the
about
money for this.
ZD. We have had the conversation about goldfish before, and you laughed because we both thought the same thing. And I just don't like raisins because they're too sweet.
I don't like raisins because when you dry a fruit, you concentrate the sugars, which makes them even more dangerous for me.
Well, that's exactly my point. To me, raisins break the laws. You turn around, you basically it's old, it should be rotten, and instead it's super sweet, and it freaks me out. Then
Well, I mean, do you have a problem
and
with
like I said, raisins themselves are just too sweet. Like I like dried cranberries.
dehydrated apple?
I like dried cranberries. I haven't I'm not too into dehydrated apple, but that's more of a texture thing than a sweetness
A
thing.
taste.
Um I do like dried apricots, but again, the more tart that a fruit is when
You
it
better get
is
something right.
in its normal state, the more likely I am to like it when it's dehydrated, because it sweetening up isn't a negative thing because it was already very tart. I don't know if that makes sense, but it does to me. Like it becomes sweet after it dries out, right? Instead of starting off sweet and just getting sweeter.
Ken can't see. I'm not going to judge you for it. I've got my own reasons for disliking raisins, but it has nothing to do with the flavor. It's just they're bad for me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're diabetic. That makes absolute sense.
Yeah.
But no, I did not steal the goldfish thing from my brother. That was just something we both developed individually. Um
Keep that on the back burner because and walnut chapsticks, really beautiful black walnut. Have
I'm
to
not
switch up.
mm,
Have to switch up my popcorn chopsticks with something prettier.
Teddy Grahams were an issue because they looked at you while you ate them.
I'm laughing, but now now you've got me going on something here. Just a second.
That's like I hate people that well, I don't hate the people, but I hate their tendency to serve shrimp with the head still on. I don't want my food looking at me while I'm eating it. Don't. If you leave the head on, it still has eyes. It's watching me now.
See, the funny thing is it's not it's not the it's not the food having face and eyes that gets to me. Um, but I'm going to see if I can find a good picture because there's like this retreat and conference center bed and breakfast place up in White Cloud, and the dining room. It's a beautiful place. Okay, this is a pretty good one of the dining rooms. Save that. they've got another one. Okay. Save that. So I'm gonna take and in the photography thing, I'm gonna throw a couple of pictures. Discord back up.
Oh, and then it's funny because of watching the video of when I was shooting that I took the audio off of. Apparently it's like mirrors, but it's not when I look at myself. But I was like, holy shit, my forearms have gotten bigger.
Okay, so the pictures are in there, and it's this bed and breakfast conference retreat place. It's just absolutely beautiful. Everything is log and natural wood. You don't see
Nice.
all of them in the pictures. There is, or at least used to be, a metric ton of taxidermy animals in the dining room. And one meal, I had the hardest time, and I was like, I really should be like at a different table or a different seat, because there is this buffalo on the wall that is staring at me.
Yeah, I definitely would not have any taxidermy animals.
That would weird me out. Like maybe in you're in the area where you're waiting to be seated, you could have something like that, but you should not have it in the dining room.
Well, it knows you did. It knows your secrets. It's coming for you.
For the most part, there weren't anything.
Those are pretty.
To know. Okay, so the one picture, you can't see a lot of the animals, or definitely more than one, but you can, if you're looking at the picture.
I have a bunch of charcuterie boards, but I must be looking at them.
Oh, not the side chat with that cutting board. The actual the photography in the Discord.
Okay.
It's fucking, that looks nice.
If you get to the picture with the flag in it, and the stairway going up, to the left of the flag, you can see one of the deer mounts. There's a few others in catch, and they get one of the animal mounts over on the right side, the Wilford Coyote that's up on the shelf and everything. There's a lot of mounts in that dining room. And for the most part, they're just very, very neutrally done. But there is it's behind the cabinets in this picture here, would be like straight back from the canoe, and down at the wall level, there is a spot where there is a buffalo, and it is staring at one specific chair at one specific table. Unless they moved them around, and it was like, that bugs me the whole meal. I can eat a meal where my food is staring at me. But the one where the buffalo head is sitting there staring at me through dinner, that was the bridge too far.
Oh, dude, I still remember back in the day, like when I was younger than that, I didn't like to be in the bathroom using the bathroom, especially for when you're having a sit down and having magazines that had a face that looked at you. Just bugged me.
The magazines? Yeah. I have to admit, all of this woodwork is gorgeous.
Yeah, the whole place is log construction and natural wood. It is just absolutely beautiful. See if I can get you a nice. A number of the rooms have like jacuzzi tubs and stuff like that. Very cozy. Okay,
Yeah, but are there dead animals in the rooms too?
No.
Okay, good.
Not that I recall, at least. And they've got like an old car museum there too.
Oh.
With just like the cars that have been collected by the owner.
Well, heck, how-
Don't get me wrong, I don't have issues with
Go ahead, Angela.
dead things. I mean, I eat meat and I wear leather, and if I ever ate a rabbit, I'd be cool wearing rabbit.
Have eaten rabbit, have worn rabbit.
Unfortunately, the weird shit that I have eaten doesn't really like, it's not something you wear. I don't think they make cricket shoes or
You.
Okay, there's a picture like from one of the rooms.
Yeah, my thing is I just don't want to have taxidermy in my, like, I don't mind the antlers or plausibly like a skull or two from an animal that you've obviously taken yourself. But I am not getting a full-on taxidermied animal because I am just paranoid enough that is going to freak me the fuck out one night. And something bad's going to happen.
I want a jackalope.
I feel like that's because a jackalope isn't real and you know it. You do realize that it was really a rabbit and that those really were antlers from something, but you know that the jackalope itself isn't real.
And we raised animals and we hunted deer and we raised rabbits. I have raised rabbits. I've eaten rabbit. I've worn rabbit. I have turned rabbit into jerky and labeled the bags fufu.
My brother's all, I don't mind taxidermy, just don't want it where I eat, bathroom, or bedroom.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I said I wouldn't want it in the living room, especially, or any of that where I'd have to cross plausibly to go to a bathroom in like the middle of the night, especially during a storm.
Yeah, that would be kind of creepy. That's like the whole idea of the bearskin rug. I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm okay. I could see making like a jackalope lamp.
A jackalope lamp? That's a little weird.
Yeah, you'd have the basically like a small lantern that's going to have a light in it that'd be powered. The wire would run through the lamp, like up to the hand where that's in like the jackalope's hand, so it's like the jackalope's resting on it or something, and you make that a lamp.
Yeah.
You're not going to have the lights coming out of its fucking eyes here.
Well, it's a quick search for jackalope lamp, and there's one. It's like a regular lamp, and the lampshade's got the image of a jackalope on it. This one is that is all kinds of disturbing.
No, I think I broke Will. He went on a search for cursed image. Sorry.
Where you going? I want to see that.
The beautiful thing is, Angela, I can close my eyes and the image is gone. I can't bring the picture back to mind. I can look at it again and recognize I've seen it before. I can't just bring it back. It does as soon as I close my eyes, the image does not exist. No mind's eye.
You lucky bastard.
Which is one of the reasons why I have so much fun dropping visual prompts on Tier's head.
Fucking hate you.
Tier's gonna get a jackalope lamp.
We'll make sure.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
We'll also make sure he gets a jackalope night light so we can have the LEDs or the jackalope's eyes.
And make them red.
Obviously.
That way I can talk
Okay,
about my
and you
past.
say that I should write a creepypasta?
The thing is, I usually
Well, you got
when it comes
into it
to
of like the whole thing with the face. Sorry, Will. Oh, and that whole thing. So it's like you were starting to get further into it. We're just fucking with Tier.
see, Andrew, usually when it comes to that, I'm just dropping a descriptive element on Tier and making him come up with the picture in his head because he will.
Like Pimp Giraffe.
Yes, I'll fill
Yeah,
in the
no,
fucking
I do
blank.
the same thing. You've done that to me before too, Will.
The difference being I don't deliberately do it to you.
That's
It
true.
just happens. And I
No.
may or may not have just sent Tier a disturbing image.
Oh no.
And if he actually sees the disturbing image, it may or may not haunt him for the rest of his life. And I'm okay with that.
Oh, I've seen worse. That's not a correct image. All right, so there's this song called High Voltage.
My brother. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
My brother wants to make a coelacanth lamp.
Oh, he wants to make a anglerfish lamp.
Yes.
I hate them fucking things.
Right,
They
so
look terrifying. But sorry, Tier. So
that's not creepy. That's not terrifying. Nah. We'll try to scar me. Oh no, I've seen worse. Well, it's not.
coelacanth?
It's no. I'm talking about the picture you showed me. Well, I'm gonna play something. I'm gonna show you something and play for you. And this is
Gonna send a non-cursed one to private convo and Discord elsewhere. It's like I'd love to paint something like that. Like know your limitations, though.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Ain't it though? Let's see now.
That is gorgeous.
Void.
the fuck. Where'd you go?
Cotton Eye Joe.
Where did I go?
No.
If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married a long time ago.
Where'd you come from? Where'd you go? Where'd you come from? Cat Andrew.
Yeah.
Of course, the thing that I would say one of the things I might do if I actually got a jackalope taxidermy is paint the horns with a clear phosphorescent paint so that it doesn't like discolor it during the day, but they glow at night.
Nice. So you don't want it to have green antlers during the day.
Right. I don't want the antlers to be green during the day, but glowing green at night is perfectly fine.
So this is this here. This whole image here. This all that there. Yeah. I've seen yours.
The moose?
Look where it's lighting up.
Yeah, I'm not looking into all that right now.
Yeah.
So I've seen cursed taxidermy images. Like that.
What is wrong with you, Tier?
What?
A lot. Where do you want to start?
I don't.
It's a song.
Don't.
So, but I've seen that song enough times. Like, yeah, nothing scares me anymore.
Pretty sure if you want to go with the whole find out what's wrong with Tier, the shorter response be what's right.
I think so.
Yeah. What's wrong is way too long of a list.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, who broke you?
Good tradition.
A lot of
Who
people.
hurt you?
Where's my snipping tool?
My nose is
Hmm.
actually kind of itchy a lot.
Actually, can
I would absolutely
this?
have. I'd absolutely have that on a end table.
See, this like could easily be a lamp.
That's
You could turn around and
audio.
with that particular model, you could make like a crystal ball kind of thing to look like that moon image
There we go.
that rested in its antlers
Antlers, yeah.
and have that be a light. And that would be pretty amazing.
Of course, if you're talking an antler set that would hold a fear well.
Yeah.
I think this one would do really good for that.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
But I want one
Though
that's
I would want the whole
the full rabbit on the
jackalope
standing
like.
pose.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I don't want a wall mount jackalope. I want the nice standing pose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. I absolutely. That would be really, really. I think it would be cute. I realize that that's weird, but I think it would be cute.
Say you get take it next level, have it actually do like phases of the moon lamp, and then when you get to like the new moon, have the eyes glow red instead. Hera Ordnance. I don't think that's how you spell that.
What happened?
It's getting there.
He's typing on screen.
Why am I not seeing it?
Because it's on the stream.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Nah, I don't need the underline. Bold does nothing. Italicize. Ooh, there we go. Let's go looking fancy.
Okay.
Got italics.
Is that how you spell ordinance?
For
I don't think so, but I'm open
the
to being
manufacturer.
Oh, company name?
Yeah, and technically for that, I should actually be going in here and going bop, bam. Yes. So we'll go ahead and do that. Where is my avatar? So yeah, you guys are going to see me if you're watching the stream in live fashion. Go ahead and make a thumbnail. Keep canvas size.
My brother says get a sloth taxidermied good enough and you could probably convince people it's still alive.
You're not wrong.
Oh,
Okay, a taxidermy armadillo lamp.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah, picture incoming to the messages. That's an antique Brazilian from the 1920s.
Okay, that's creepy.
Oh, it gets creepier.
Okay, I realize that it is an armadillo, but it also reminds me of a pill bug and a horseshoe crab.
Yep.
Oh.
Now, apparently, it does interesting things when illuminated.
What happened, Will? You kind of went quiet at the end.
It does interesting things when illuminated.
I'm okay. Oh, God. I don't. Oh. Ew. 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 Okay.
And we'll delete that.
Mm.
Uh,
And then we'll rotate this guy some.
Go,
Cool.
go. When I was looking for the jackalope lamp, this was actually the
I like
first
it.
result.
It's not the greatest thumbnail, but it's not terrible.
Oh,
I
that's
still got work.
actually cute. Sorry. Oh, that's nice. That is very pretty. I'm talking about you, Ron.
Mhm.
The lamp is actually really cute. I could see putting that in a kid's bedroom.
Go.
Yeah, it's aged, but it's got the whimsical to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or if you wanted to, yeah, that's
Like, I wouldn't put the taxidermied jackalope in a kid's room, but that one with the jackalope lampshade, that's really cute. I could totally see putting that in a kid's room.
Well, I think we, for the most part, devolved, and it's been almost 2 hours. And by the time we get done with everything, it will be 2 hours.
Oh,
So, for those of
yeah.
you who are still on the East Coast, or not East Coast, West Coast, if it is still Easter, happy Easter. For those of you who are in the West Coast, no, East Coast. God damn it.
On the
On the
East
coast to coast.
Yeah. So for those of you who are still experiencing Easter, hope you have a happy Easter. For those of you whose
Yes.
Easter is done, hope you had a happy Easter. Jesus Christ on a motorbike.
no, he didn't have them back then.
I think Rotten has had a long Easter day.
I saw a great meme. It was like,
dear Lord.
says, Jesus never actually said, "I am God," because he couldn't speak English. And I didn't get a chance to reply as I wanted to. Actually, the thing is, he absolutely could have spoken English, but nobody would have understood him.
Ah,
Yep.
nice.
Exactly.
He's more than capable of it. Nobody would have understood him.
Even English people wouldn't have understood him at the time.
Because they didn't even speak
Now just
English.
imagine if somehow you got the get up and everything so you could look the part of a person that time frame. You go back in time to listen to Jesus's teachings. And then in the middle of his teachings, after he finished something, he just turns and looks you dead in the face and says, "Go home."
You wouldn't have known the damn thing he was saying.
No, he says it in pure spoken English that you can understand, just looks you dead in the eye and says, "You need to go home."
Oh. I'd be like, Lord, why?
if it's U tier, that's it'd be like, you know what you've done.
I haven't done it yet. As far as you know, Lord, I didn't do it.
Just because it's future to that particular time does not mean it's past, not past in your own relative time. To you, it is past tense.
That's unfair. I feel like I'm being prejudged.
Well, when it comes to God, you kind of are.
Yeah.
Everyone is. As I tell my best friend gets on my case about being too self-deprecating. I'm like, I was deprecated long before self came into the mix.
I feel prejudged.
But we are going to get
You're
out
welcome.
of here. I should hopefully, I don't start anything until Wednesday, be able to get a video out tomorrow on the gun channel. It's either going to be once a week or once every other week. I'm going to try for no less than once every other week on the gun channel.
Okay.
And if all goes well with the thing or it's like with the lapel or whatnot for Ride with Rotten, I should actually put one of those out a week again as well.
Yay.
Pending obvious, like having to work on Saturday, which I have to work this fucking Saturday. God damn it. I'm scheduled for 12 hours overtime. Grant, I can use
Saturday
the money.
coming?
Yeah.
That's my birthday.
I mean, I'll still be
Yay.
at the stream. I'm just going to be after work. But we're getting to get out of here, folks. And oh yeah, next week is shit. I didn't look up I think it was Sorcerer's Apprentice.
I think we're on Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Uh-oh.
Because you asked if we should skip it or not. And we found out that I think it's Will hasn't seen it yet.
I have not seen it yet.
I was just trying to remember. Yeah. So next week we're going to be doing a second review for some of us on the Sorcerer's Apprentice for the Rod Movie Reviews. And this one will actually have a better thumbnail.
Awesome.
So have a good week, everyone. Make sure your bills are paid because the end of the month is coming up soon.
Yeah.
I mean, Grant, you actually...
Hope everybody got their taxes done.
Yeah. I mean, technically for the end of this month, you have until not this Wednesday, but next week, Wednesday. But we're going to get out of here. Take it easy.
Have a good night. Bye.
Good night.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Join us again next week, or you can check out the other people in the panel in the description and see us again plausibly on one of their channels, or just check out what work they've done. Have a good week, everyone.